Hey everyone, Kelly Dean Allen here once again with another tutorial for my fellow classic rock lovers out there. Today we're going to have a look at how to play Dream Police by Rick Nielsen and Cheap Trick from their 1979 album of the same name. Now, I've posted a couple of Cheap Trick tutorials over the past couple of months, and the responses to every single one of them is always the same. More Cheap Trick, and I'm more than happy to oblige as I absolutely love the band. That said, let's close in here a little bit, learn how to play Dream Police by Cheap Trick. Let's get started. Alright then, Dream Police by Cheap Trick from their 1979 album of the same name. We are in standard tuning for this tutorial, and this track starts with the chorus and the chorus riff that goes a little something like this. You're going to be repeating that 5 times at the beginning of this track. We're starting with an E power chord. We're going to hang in this for 1 bar. We're going to downstroke it about 6 times. Then you're going to drop into a 3-finger B power chord, a little down, up, down. You're going to go off to A, right? And you're going to go back off to E. But before you do, you're going to grab another very quick B power chord. Kind of like that. You're going to repeat that 5 times. The 5th and final time, we're going to hang in E for 2 bars. Right, just palm mute it, just ride that downstrokes for 2 full bars, and then we drop into the first verse. The first verse is almost all bass, carrying the melody, right? And then the guitars kick in with that, the E power chord, ba, ba, up to a B power chord. However, Rick Nielsen would sometimes live play along with the bass line, right? So I'll show you what he's doing here. Power chords played very lightly, palm muted, F sharp, down to a C sharp, move that into D, move it up to A, down to a C sharp, and up to G sharp, right? Grab that E power chord up to a B power chord, ba, ba, right? And repeat. It actually sounds really good with the guitars playing along. I don't know why they didn't do it. And leading into the pre-chorus, you're going to repeat that twice. E to B, ba, 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 and then we're into the pre-chorus. Which we've already learned. So the pre-chorus coming out of this E to B twice. Ba, 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 ba. We're going to go back to E. Ba. You're going to hit that twice, bouncing off a palm muted open E string. Then you're going to take that E, hit it again, slide it into F sharp, back to E, off to E flat, and back into E again. And then chug on that open E string a few times, right? Now you're going to hit this E power chord 4 more times, sliding out of it. Kind of like that. And after every slide, you're going to grab a palm muted open E string. And after you slide out of that 4 times, you're going to hit that E power chord 3 more times. And then 1 final time. Sorry, you're going to hit it twice, and then again, you're going to hit it again, and then go off to D. 1, 2, 3, right? And then off to D, coming off that E power chord. And then you're going to keep your ring finger planted on that 3 of the B string and then drop onto this 3rd fret of the A and mute out the D string. And so we're on the 4 middle strings and we're going to ride that off to B at the 2nd fret, right, coming off that D. Right, so we're kind of muting out the D string. You can't hear it when we're hitting the 4 middle strings. And then off to A, right, and then we're going to play this lick. So open A, drop onto 2, hammer onto 3, back off to 2, off to open, right, and then we're going to go chromatically 3, 2, 1, off to an E power chord of the low E string, right, back to D, into C, into B, and then we drop into a B power chord to finish the pre-chorus, and we just ride that for about 2 bars right before dropping into the chorus, and that is the pre-chorus. Ba, 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 ba. E, D, C, B, A. E, D, C, B, B, chorus. Repeated 3 times at this point. We drop right back into another verse. Same as the first, right? Pre-chorus, bum, bum, bum. And this leads into the mid-song break. I try to sleep, they're wide awake, they won't let me alone. Whatever the words he's saying there. We drop into an E power chord, hit it twice, choke it off, right? Rest for about 2 bars, down to A, do the same thing, right? Hit it twice, choke it off, let it rest for 2 bars, and repeat. And then we're into the very easy to play guitar solo. Just repeating the same thing twice, right? 2nd fret of the B string, rolling it down to the 2nd of the high E. Then you're going to drop onto the 4 of the high E, little half step bend, release it back to the natural note, and then off to 2 again. Right, roll it up to the 2 of the B, onto 4 of the B, and then you're going to do 2 little half step pre-bend releases. And then E to B again, and just repeat. Pre-chorus. Now, at this point, we're dropping into the big orchestrated section of the song with a lot going on with it. So normally where we drop into B at this point, where we kind of hang in B. Now we're going to drop into a B7 chord, which is a bar on the 2nd fret, ring finger here on the 4 of the D, and our pinky down here on the 4 of the B, 4 middle strings. We're going to chromatically ride this all the way up to D7 at the 17th fret position, kind of like this. So we're going to move this up chromatically initially in groups of 4. So when we're in B7 right here, right? We're going to hang in it for about a bar before moving it up. Move it up. Move it up. Move it up. Now we're going to double time it. So now we're at the 9th fret with the bar. Now we're going to move it up to the 10th fret, and we're just going to keep moving it up with each beat, right? Move it up. Double time. Now. Until we get to the 17th fret with the bar, right? And then we drop into this. That just kind of loops 6 or 7 times. I don't know how they come up with this, but it's very intricate. We're starting here on the 2nd fret of the low E, and we're going to go down to the 3 of the A, onto the 4 of the D, and then a little back and forth, finishing on that 3 of the A. Then you're going to take that 3 of the A, roll it up to the 3 of the low E, and do the same thing, but now between the 3 of the low E, the 2 of the A, and the 4 of the D. Right? And before moving on, we're going to go 4 of the low E, down to 4 of the D, off to 2 of the A, back to 4 of the D. Now we're going to take the what we did at the very beginning and move it into this position, starting on the 3 of the A. And do the same thing. Go from that 3 of the A down to the 4, and then 5 of the D and the G, and then a little back and forth. Take that 4, roll it up to the 4 of the A. And now the little bit of back and forth is here between the 3 of the D and the 5 of the G, right? And before moving it up, we're going to drop onto the 5th fret of the A, bounce off the 7 of the G, take that 5 of the A, move it up to 6, right? Finishing on that 7 of the G, right? And then we're going to keep moving it up, but up to that point. Just finished on that 7 of the G. We're going to drop onto the 7 of the A. Play the same little pattern here. 7, 8, 9, right, of the D and the G. And now we're going to move that up 3 spots, do the same thing. And before we get into the little looping section, we're going to go 11 of the A down to 12 of the G, and then 12 of the A down to 12 of the G. And then we're going to move up to 13 of the A, and this is where we just keep looping the same thing. And that just continues like 6 or 7 times. So now we're on the 13 of the A, down to 12 of the D, onto 14 of the G with a little back and forth. Right, now you're going to take that 12 of the D, roll it up to 12 of the A, and play that same little pattern like that, right? 12 of the A, 13, 14 of the D and the G. And then take that 13 of the D, roll it up to 13 of the A, start the whole thing over again. And that repeats like 6 or 7 times before dropping into final chorus, right? Right? And so let's recap that, right? So coming out of this B7 chord, right? Just moving it up. Now we're going to double time it. just looping, right? And like I said, we just drop right back into another chorus, and that just continues until the end of the track. And there you go. That is how you play Dream Police by Cheap Trick. Certainly hope you enjoyed that, almost as much as I enjoyed learning it. If you did, please hit that like button right down there. Maybe drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be very kind and kind of helpful to my channel. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we will see you next time. Cheers.